Fenenbock? Ms. Fenenbock? Here you go.
Can you hear me okay? Can you hear me in the back okay? Yes, everyone? Okay. It is such a pleasure to be here among the Westside Democrats. As a fellow Westside Democrat, this endorsement is very important to me. We have now, since we started our campaign, we've knocked, in my team and I, on over 60,000 doors, listening to El Pasoans, because we wanted to understand what we believe, what you believe are our priorities. And it is clear. We care about education, jobs, and health care. And I agree. That's why I ran for school board. Because when I was volunteering in our schools, and I saw that our schools and our children were struggling, I wanted to fight for them. And I have kids in college, just like many of you. And I want to build jobs so that we can bring our children home to El Paso, so that they can have good paying full-time jobs near our families. These are the priorities that are important to El Pasoans. I want to fight for every El Pasoan. I want to fight for you. And now more than ever, we need a leader who can unify and not divide. We've seen politics at its worst. We need to build our party, overcome the divide, and work across the aisle to make progress for every El Pasoan. Again, I'd be so honored by your support. I appreciate your vote as well. Thank you. I'm Dori Fenenbock. I look forward to answering your questions.
There are 3 issues of great importance to El Pasoans: access to health care, immigration, including DACA, and education. Please rank order your positions for those policies and why you have those positions.
I agree. And I told you just after talking to 60,000 people, the order is education, jobs, health care. And of course, that is not to overlook the importance of immigration in our community. We know that the mischaracterization of immigrants on our border is wrong. And we need leaders who should continue to characterize and make sure that our entire nation understands what a border community is like. That we aren't a community of criminals, but that El Paso is a gateway to the American dream. People come to our community because they're seeking a better life. They want to live in peace and harmony. They want good paying jobs, and they just want to have safety. We need to fight for our immigrants as well. We need a pathway to citizenship. We need to fight for DACA. We need a legislative fix for our dreamers. It is really irreprehensible. Is that me? Am I done? Thank you. Sorry. It's irreprehensible that our president is using our immigrants as a bargaining chip to bring our Congress together and to get the wall that we don't need. But as I said, education is my priority and my cornerstone, my background. Because when we're looking at the future, it has to begin with our children. We have to invest in our children. And I've looked into the eyes of children all over our district. We have 92 schools at EPISD. And I've been in homes of almost every family. And I know that they have tremendous potential. And if we can help them with the tools and the resources they need to succeed and thrive, they will succeed and thrive. But if you're hungry, you can't learn. If you don't have a home, you can't learn. And so we have to bridge those various barriers to learning and success. Everyone deserves a bite of the apple. Everyone deserves the opportunity to realize their dream. That's what I want to fight for.
And I apologize. I want to bring this up before each person speaks. The voting records, right?
Can't hear me.
Okay, the voting records. I'm going to bring them up before each person speaks, so in case any part of their venue they can address it if they wish, or just leave it where it is. But you voted Democrat in 2016, but there were 2 other primaries where you voted Republican, and we're not going to address that right now. Let you know. And the like, when the time goes up, if they're in the middle of explaining, as Ms. Fenenbock was, an issue, they can end the issue. They can fill out, finish that train of thought. So we'll allow you that, just not to take it any longer beyond that. Okay? All right, thank you very much. What did you say? You still have a second question? Okay, you're on. Sorry.
Hey, Dori!
Oh, you know what? We were going to bring somebody else in second place. So that one person isn't going first. That's all it matters.
Okay, hopefully you can hear me back there. We're all sick, so if you can't hear, raise your hand or something. As you know, U.S. representatives need allies in Congress, and they must also know their foes. You ranked education as the #1 policy presented. With whom of the congressional members might you ally with, and how would you do this?
You bring up a very important issue, and one that I addressed a little bit, but let me go into it more. Let me go into it a little bit more deeper. Washington is a mess because our politics have become so polarized. Even within our party, we're moving farther to the left, and the Republicans are moving farther to the right. And it's pulling our nation apart at the seams. We have to find a way to bridge that divide and find unity, because divisiveness is not working. So we have to align with people who agree with our priorities: education, building jobs, healthcare, immigration. Those are not partisan issues. Those are American issues. And so we have to start putting the people first, the people over the party. And I'm a proud Democrat, and I'm going to work with our party to unite our party. But we have to work across the aisle as well, because this zigzag approach to governance is just not working. We have to find the common ground. We have to find, there's always a focus. And as when I was president of EPISD, we had board members who had different agendas. But when we focused on one thing, and in that case it was helping kids, it's easy to bring people into alignment and get them moving in the right direction. And that's what we need in America right now, is we need to move in the right direction. We have serious problems that we need to solve. And no community understands that more than El Paso does. And we need a leader who's going to go and fight, and know when to fight. But more importantly, know how to fight, but more importantly, know when to fight. Because you can't always be fighting. Oftentimes, you gotta be unified. You're asked about a specific person. There are many. I think I would align myself with other Congress people along the border who understand the unique issues of the border communities. I would align myself with Susan Davis on education. I would align myself with Henry Cuellar because I like his approach to balancing the budget. And I would align myself with the many, many female congresswomen who are going to be in office as of this November. Mr. President, you brought up my voting record, and it gives me the opportunity to address that, because I get this question a lot.
I was thinking on that, we one past the time on this, is to address it in your exit minute. Oh yeah, you're in your exit minute. Sorry. We're trying to move you along.
My principles and values are very aligned with the Democratic Party, and they always have been. They always have been. I believe in a woman's right to choose. I believe in equality of the LGBTQ community. I believe in fighting for our immigrants. And I'm going to tell you the kind of Democrat that I will be. I'm going to fight for education. I'm going to fight for better paying jobs for every El Pasoan. And I'm going to fight, as I said, for our immigrants. And I'm going to fight for affordable health care for every El Pasoan. But let me tell you about the kind of Democrat I'm not going to be. I'm not going to be the type of Democrat that champions immigrants, but then ignores the treatments of immigrants in our community. I'm not going to be the kind of Democrat who pretends to understand the struggles of hardworking families who are living on a fixed income and stagnant wages while paying myself raise after raise after raise with our taxpayer dollars. And I'm not going to be the kind of Democrat that raises your taxes without your approval. I believe in voter engagement. That's why when we passed the EPISD bond, well, when you passed the EPISD bond, I personally attended over 150 community meetings just like this to make sure that you understood the gravity of the issues that we were facing at EPISD, and make sure that you had the information so that you could make the right decision. I believe that if we educate our community, you will always make the right choice. And I'm going to continue to fight for you, the people, because the power belongs to the people, not the select few. Thank you very much. I'm so honored by your endorsement.